Welcome back, guys. We're going to take a look at some highlights from the first round here. We're on day 6, of course, if you're joining us a little bit late. And will be the last day before we get into the wild card and then the finals, of course. So we had a bunch of this fighting here at Graveyard. The circles were good, actually, overall. I think they promoted lots of action and fun, like we did see. And yeah, what did you think of it, Joel?
I mean, we were looking at the tops and bottom teams, of course, to see if the bottom teams can have a slimmer chance to make it to the wild cards instead of getting eliminated today. And for the top teams, to see if they can beat out Genji Black to get that first place position. They only can do it with the first place finish themselves, and including Genji Gold. But Rocket Armor have had the results in the past, but haven't done well on that occasion. But Genji Gold, I've been looking at them, seeing how well they would turn out, and there's a kill that came through a hole, throwing a grenade initially towards meter bridge, but so many grenade kills off the end. Look at that.
Gets everybody. The rest of Lunatic High tries to come in and save him. They don't realize that the grenade was coming from Hulk that was behind them. And it was a pretty nuts moment. He got 6 kills overall. We're taking a look towards the end where Genji Gold, they didn't have the best position, but they won this fight against Danoa with a really fantastic grenade and cleanup here from Loki. And eventually they went on to fight Kongju Red Dot, who they did lose to.
That got them to finish 4th instead of trying to get 7th overall. Because that could have been a lot different if they lost that fight against Danoa, but you talk about that nice grenade coming from Stinson, which started it all off. With Loki getting the finish. The last member of DPG means that of course, everybody's looking forward to this top place position, but the team that's really looking forward is going to be Genji Gold, and getting a 4th place on round 1 should help their cause as they look towards to have a positive standing for the rest of the rounds here.
Yeah, great start. Let's take a look at the standings here. You'll notice that Afrika Freaks Aries did get a lot of kills overall, but they did get 2nd place. Behind Kongju Red Dot, Kongju Gillisuk got 3rd, Genji Gold in 4th. And then you pointed just at WGS Arena, who is one of those teams up towards the top alongside Genji Gold that are going to be fighting for the 1st place today. If they can get it, then they will take 1st place over the entirety of PWM.
You don't see the other 2 teams with Team VIP, not VIP, MVP and Max Still Mad. Of course, we're looking at those teams here, and 13th and 15th for the other 2 teams in contention for today's 1st place spot, which will give them probably 1st place overall over Genji Black. All 4 teams have the rights to do it, and they're in this situation where every round counts, and you only have 4 rounds to really decide who you're going to be placing up upon. And Max Tomat and MVP looking like they're going to have a hard time to catch up to the other 2 of WGS Arena and also Genji Go, who had a really good round 1 and is continuing to try to look to get onto that round 2 as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be just a moment, guys, before we do get into FPP. I saw a guy out in the audience. He's like, I had some chicken. When is Team MVP going to eat the chicken? Well, that's the big question, because generally, if you do want to get 1st place in a group, you have to at least get 1 chicken amongst the 4 rounds we have.
I mean, I was talking about getting 2nd place for the entirety for every single game throughout the season. We'll probably get you in the 1st place, probably. Still,
yeah,
I would think so, because it's really important to make sure that game, that you don't drop any games with a low standing, that you drop early in the game. That probably lose you a lot of nets of points, and you want to always be trying to make for the highest point possible, whether or not it doesn't have to be 1st place every time, but getting a high standing like we've seen from Genji Black and Genji Gold really proved to be the case, where you become the best team of trying to rack up the points each time in a round. And starting from day 1 as we are going on to day 3 here, trying to see if they can really do that, get that done. And we're still looking at these top 2 teams here with WGS Arena and Genji Gold. They're all in the standing. They really have the contingent in the world to get the 1st place overall today, and really see if they can do that for the next round to come as well.
Yeah, excited to get into FPP. I want to take a look at some of my stats here that we do have. Who's strong on TPP compared to FPP, stuff like that. Well, the only team really that I have here from this group is Lunatic High. That's actually stronger at FPP compared to TPP. And, well, they did kind of get blown up by 2 grenades that they didn't know where the grenades were coming from, so maybe in FPP they'll have a better shot of knowing where the grenades will come from, and hopefully they won't get blown up as embarrassingly this time around.
And of course, the team MVP is also one of those teams that does better at FPP than they do at TPP. So, you know, they didn't have a best of round ones, and they can have a really good round 2 and possibly a really good round 4, and that could give them a slimmest of chances to get first place overall. Of course, you want to do good on every single round, including the TPP matches. And MVP, they're in this situation where they want to really strike fourth in this FPP mode in round 2 to have the best of chances. But if we see MVP and even Max still mad, just slipping up once again in round 2, I don't think they're going to be able to beat out Genji Black in their current first place position.
Yeah, it definitely looks pretty solid for Genji Black to get first place. I mean, none of these teams made a big impact on the first game. It seemed like just Kongdu, both of their teams were taking over that situation, but Genji Gold right now is the closest. As you mentioned before, WGS is going to be the second closest as they got 6th place. Anything can happen, right? You get a good circle, you play well, right? Genji Gold, they were playing really well in that first round. It was just that they didn't get the best circle and they didn't set up for the best cover towards the end of the game, so they kind of got caught out, and a bunch of people kept getting knocked and killed, and at the end it was only Eska, and he didn't really have anywhere to run because all of Kongdu Red Dot was staring right at his position. So maybe in games 2 through 4, they'll have a little bit better luck.
And like we say, Valdez, 4th place finish on a round is not bad at all, and it gives him you all the chances in the world to do well in rounds 2, 3, 4. Remember, you have to do better than the other teams in the current group. Talking about these 20 teams playing it out. Of course, 19 with one of the Chinese teams being knocked away. But, you know, we have 19 teams here, and Genji Gold has to become first out of these 19 teams. And that will secure them the 500 points, the advantage point that will head you into the finals. And what that means is that, you know, you don't really have to think about any other teams at this point. Just be better at the teams you're playing against today. And that will give Genji Gold the advantage point that they're really looking for. I think they really have what it takes to get it done. We'll see what they do in round 2 as well.
Yeah, they all look solid. As I said before, I think they were playing very, very well and are definitely the favorites to get up there towards the top. And even then, it's going to be Genji Gold, Genji Black, and then probably Bond Spirit Gaming Luna in 3rd place if Genji Gold can get above that. So it's going to be dominated by Genji here in this tournament as well. I guess that's not a surprise to many of you guys who are fans of old KSV, which is now the new Genji. You're used to them kind of taking over your Korean PUBG tournaments. And
Generation Gaming has placed 1st and 2nd respectively. Talking about Black getting 1st and Gold getting 2nd in the APL finals, which did win them the tournament. 1st and 2nd shared. And out of all the teams we have in Korean PUBG, one organization takes the top 2 position in that specific tournament. It really shows they got the strengths to get it done every single time. They got the consistency to back them up. But, you know, talking about PSS really not having the best of rounds for those 5 rounds we had over there in OGN. We didn't see them do well, and Genji Black, Genji Gold didn't even get top 5 nor top 10 overall in the standings, and they're trying to come to return back to PWM and show what they're made of. I think they're off to a good start now, looking like they're going to finish around the top 3 position for both of the teams in the organization.
Yeah, so guys, we did have a slight delay, but have no fear. We're almost in there. Genji Gold, let's go to the chicken, literally.
What does that even mean? What does it mean when you say, let's go to the chicken?
Oh, we do have some more chicken here at the studio if you guys want to come down.
Talking about Genji Gold here. 1st place overall. It's not that bad. It's not that hard to do. I'm just trying to say the fans are optimism.
I like that chicken.
Really can't see with the fan covering it up, but lots of fans covering it up.
Gen Dre. Care to explain that, Joel?
It's the Korean tradition of when you're ending the game, when the game is ready, you just go GG, but you're going to say Genjay to end off the game when you get 1st place. But I think we're ready to get into the game. Valdez, why don't you lead us off?
Yeah, we are. So let's jump into FPP on Miramar once again. Welcome back to Miramar. We got another really nice flight path. It's going to be good for most people, not good for Quadro, I suppose, or WGS up towards Torre Ahumada. But it's not going to be the end of the world for them either, because there's a long stretch of road. You could try to find a vehicle to get up there, and you'll eventually make your way if you get a decent drop.
We're coming to the end of week 3, the regular season about to be concluded into day 6 of things. And by this time, I mean, every team knows exactly where the other team is landing at this point when we have multiple trials and errors and have won out the micro fights earlier in the season. And, you know, if you did that and you were the winners out of that, you'll be taking that most of the spot and you will not be taken away from. And just means that Torii Aomata, although it's really far away from WGS Arena, I don't think any team's going to be really contesting it from the early game, as we only do have 20 teams, 19 teams in fact, compared to the 24 teams we had earlier in previous PKO and Pro Tours. And here we are once again, a very nice flight path to begin us off and see what the early action really leads to. But I think the more important thing is how well can you survive all your members to hopefully get to the mid game, eventually the late game, which will probably get you the chicken dinner.
Yeah, well, you will notice that AST is not going to drop in Picado this time around.
A good choice.
That's a good choice, yeah. You don't want to, if you lose a Picado once, you don't want to just go there again and say, oh, okay, like, let's just go die again, perhaps. It's very risky, and if you lost once, you have to kind of concede it.
Seems like Merrill did his calculation at home, saying if you don't get overall first place on the last day of regular season, which is today on this day 6, you're eventually going to go to the wild cards. Of course, the Kong the Red Dot wouldn't really mind doing the wild cards because they were already starting off very, very low here. Of course, talking about WGS, probably not going to have trouble in Torii Aomata. They had trouble right before they got there.
Oh, the circle is gross. Look at that. No. All the way down in the bottom left. Media Bridge Red are thanking their lucky stars right now. And WGS, they're driving to Torii Aomata, and then they're going to have to go all the way down to the bottom left. So really rough luck for them.
If they don't want to get hit by the circle, they probably would farm for 30 seconds. They probably leave the entire city. But it just means that most likely Quadra and WGS Arena will probably take more time to do some heavy farming. Of course, they're getting hit by the circle, trying to just over-farm for the time being. And I can see a lot of teams frustrated about this circle here because it is away from what we originally saw from the flight path. And teams that go to Valley de Mar, even towards Prison and Los Eagles, they'll be the ones to be pretty satisfied about it. But other teams are going to be mostly around the north and the northeast. Going to be a little bit frustrated with how the first circle opened up here.
We're looking at Max Still Mad trying to go over to El Azahar. Probably not going to work out for them either because, you know, you can drive all the way over, but then you got to drive all the way back. You might have to find a gas can and try to find some way to get down to the southwest location. And one thing I did notice for this circle, for this map, is that nobody dropped in Monte Nuevo. It's totally empty right now. So if one team were to somehow think of that, I mean, it's very unlikely that kind of thing would happen, but any team could just drive in, be in the circle, have a fantastic position, and an entire town to yourself to loot.
Monte Nuevo is one of the most popular places to farm out your early location in terms of the popularity here in Korea, but none taken here because it seems like the groups that are participating today are the groups that never really went to Monte Nuevo in the first place, and the other two groups who have played on Monday, we've seen contests coming in from that city alone, amongst many other teams, and it seems like that city's going to be empty, as you say, Valdez, and see the other cities as well, how well they're going to be contested as we move on through this very rigorous first circle.
You'll notice that these two teams generally like to drop in La Cobreria. And only one time out of the 5 has Actostar's Red not dropped here.
Yep.
And I believe that is this time because they're not there right now.
See, just dropping at the first 4. Okay, 4 minutes going to hit, and he has dropped onto the ground. 4 minute? 4 minute, 1 second. He's now on the ground. I mean, if it takes you 4 minutes and 1 second to land at your initial spot, and you're not even in the building, and something's goes wrong there. Of course, we're trying to talk about first-time PUBG players.
Yeah.
We've seen 5-minute drops here and there as well.
And this is not a great start for MVP, right? El Azahar, it's totally filled up with Max Still Mad right now, and it looks like AST landed in Hacienda this time around. So MVP didn't get all that great looting that they like to do.
We're looking at Genji Gold, of course, the team that lands in Impala. Now we do realize that first circle really has screwed over basically all the top teams in contention right now. Talking about Torii Aomata going to WGS, literally the opposite corner of where the circle opened up. Of course, Impala Gonna be on the opposite side with the western circle, not really favoring the eastern side, as we do see them in Impala. So MVP trying to do their thing, but they're gonna be away from the circle as well. And the last team here, Max Toman, see where they are, trying to find them here. They're gonna be in El Pozo. Actually, that's gonna be Max to VIP. Where's Max Toman?
They're up at El Azahar.
Okay, El Azahar. So they're gonna be a little bit far away, of course, but they're trying to just move away. Just means that the 4 teams that we're looking at to see if they can get the first place overall are gonna have a hard time with this particular circle that just opened up right at the centering around the Valley de Mar.
Yeah, this is always a fun circle. I actually do like this kind of circle on Miramar. And the reason is there's a lot of fighting up in the mountainous area down there in the bottom left, and generally makes for some exciting moments, as we on Monday had one of our games end in the Himalayas in the giant mountain on Erangel, and that was also a lot of fun. BSC Luna was able to win that one. But you can get some similar results here in Miramar. Look at this.
Let's see if Rocket Armor can get some shots towards Entus Force, who are moving with 4 vehicles, with 4 members trying to move all at the same time. John Edward has a car 90 with the 8 times score, so he hasn't taken a shot right now. Doesn't feel like it's reliable enough to take that one shot. Not really sure if that will hit, but just giving off your location is something that John Edward was prioritizing against, as he was trying to just back off from taking that shot here.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the shots that you do take. And just don't want to give your location away. Actostars Indigo, speaking about location, they are inside the circle on the east side. I think they did land over at Los Leones, the west side of that city, and then they just drove on over trying to get inside the circle. Maxville VIP's position also is quite nice. Little do they know it, but there's actually a crate right next to them up on the hill. It doesn't look like they did go for the crate, but they still have a good position up on the hill. Oh boy.
Oh, that hurts.
Curious gets shot off Curious shoots him off the bike, and then Mental runs straight into him with the bike, but gets knocked at the same time. But unfortunately, Clocky's teammate is there before Mental's teammate is, so that's going to be good for Kongdu Red Dot.
Bit of a 3v3 scenario between OPGD Hunters and Kongdu Red Dot. Of course, we see Taemin on the rotation. They're trying to go for the flank there.
Oh,
and then just settle for the grenade and see if he can get this kill here.
That's a little bit high. Oh, no, it's actually perfect. He knows better than I do, as it lands straight on top of the knocked guy.
Never question Taemin's grenade there, Valdez, and seems like he's really on the tracks here and trying to get the rest of the kills, but Merrill trying to fire back after saw his one teammate go out, but Clocky's gonna go down as well. It's gonna be really trouble, but really fires coming off on both ends, trying to get kills on the both ends of things here.
Yeah, Kongdu Red Dot, remember, they got the chicken the first time around in round number 1, so to go from that to losing 2 members really early on in the game, it's not where you want to be right now. Speaking at the same time about Kongdu Ghillie Suit, they also lost a couple of members here to Actos Indigo. Looks like just one member, but not the best start for Kongdu in general.
Kongdu Red Dot finishing off first in round 1, and Kongdu Red Dot on third. Kongdu Ghillie Suit on third, yeah. So that's going to be them just trying to continue on the ranks here. Of course, Kongdu Red Dot you were talking about earlier, see if they wanted to finish first overall, that would give them into a direct pass to the finals, which is going to be heavily appreciated by these guys, but more importantly, they have to get very good rounds every single time, and this Force also looking for big rounds. Kind of run into RG Maximus here.
Mango's got the angle here onto Yak, but Yak can hear him, so they kind of know what's going on. He's inside a building, guys, not inside a mountain. Have a fight here, Kale versus Conan. Kale's going to win that one, although Hyoil does lose the other one, but ROG Maximus is the team that takes the majority of the casualties. Nice little angle there, though, onto Kale.
Very nicely done by Kane. Looking through the window to get that crack there, and can be feeling fine now. It's completely even at 2v2. See if they can make that done. Of course, we did see Hyoil get res back up. It's going to be a 3v1 now for RG Maximus. They still have 2 members remaining here.
Trying to sneak on through. Yak is going to get shot. Indigo going to be the next one, but actually Somaz gets shot. Trying to come from behind here is Kane, but he is heard. He's down below the mountains here. Indigo is going to spot him, and he's shot from two sides. Indigo going to pick up the kill and wipe out RG Maximus as the first team.
Two bottom teams we're looking at here, Entersports and RG Maximus. Entersports going to be feeling extremely happy about their situation, that they did not go out in 19th place. And it's a good way to start us off here. Entersports looking at it here, but what are you referring to, Valdez? Of course, you're trying to point me to something here.
Well, it said he had a red dot, but when you scope in, it looks like an 8 times, but it has the little red dot not in the center. It was just a little bit buggy. We don't really know which site he's using.
You know, whatever bugs you, Valdez. I don't want that to happen to my co-caster. It's really important that we get everything right here. Nungyo, Africa Freaks Aries finishing off pretty nicely in the previous round. Trying to see what they can do and what position they can get in the end of things. They're not the 4 teams that we're looking at in terms of the contentions to get first place overall, but I think Africa Freaks Aries are currently in the middle of the pack. They can still have a good round, trying to get a good position as they try to collect the most advantage points, trying to head to the finals.
Nungil going for a little ride here. Just getting a little bit bored doing some wheelies out in the desert.
Nungil's typically a guy that gets bored quite easily. Of course, he needs some excitement from his teammates. A little bit of road kills here and there. Should be nice for Nungil to go over here.
Yeah, trying to look at their location right now. They are on the west side of the new circle that you guys can see. Not a bad circle. It's right in that mountainous area I was talking about. It's kind of hard to fit 18 teams in there, so let's see how they navigate this circle.
Which means that there's going to be no sea dogging on Miramar once again. Thank you very much for that. Looking at Kongdu Red Dawn, 2 members. They're just trying to fire towards the OPG Hunter, who are heavily damaged themselves earlier in this game. But these 2 teams fighting against each other for the first few minutes of the game, and see another 2 teams who have been fighting against each other with Kongdu Gyosun and Rocket Armor.
Yeah, I was talking about Montenuevo earlier, and well, looks like some teams have gone in there but kind of passed it over. Whereas Rocket Armor here, they're in Tumasera, just holding it down up against Active Stars Red. Circle coming in, Quadro, they went all the way around the east side, came in, and are now just getting into the circle down at the bottom, as is Genji Gold coming in more from the east side.
Interesting to see Genji Gold playing the late rotation there. We usually like to see them on the early rotation, at least get the edges of the circle very early to defend out their position, but they want to play it safe and feel like they want to change up the strategy just a bit to make sure they get the highest position possible. Still have 18 teams with only RG Maximus going down as the first team to go out. Just means that the other 3 teams, other than Genji Gold, are going to be looking directly at their chances to see if they can get another chicken dinner. It would be nicer for their standings.
Genji Gold just slowly making their way up the mountain. There's not a lot of teams around them, but Lunatic High should be able to hear that car sound as they do drive up the mountain here, and should have a decent idea of where Genji Gold is located.
This is quite high on the map, Valdez, and Genji Gold is not going to be easy spotted by Lunatic High. So a little bit of a mountain hill themselves, but it's going to be more about, you know, just knowing where the position is, right? And the Lunatic High, once they know Genji Gold is, they can know what to expect. Once they make the next rotation, of course, the circle has to close up and allow us to open up the new circle before we see any type of movement. But Quadra trying to make that late rotation. Definitely going to be spotted by Lunatic High, you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, going to spot him now. Will they take any shots? No. A couple of bikes. They can get away very, very quickly. And so they just give up on that one.
Taking the shots here now gives Genji Gold the information. Probably anyone probably going to be around the area on the other side of the road. Just means that Genji Gold just moving their position, trying to get to a better one. And MVP also outside the circle, trying to play a safe game once again. We saw this last time from MVP when they really tried to play it super safe. It didn't work out, but trying to go to the next location here for Quadra and Rocket Armor.
Well, it's going to be 3 on 4, it looks like here. Rocket Armor winning the fight for now. Big Son a little bit low. The rest of Quadra's teammates trying to come on in. Not able to get that knock just yet, though, onto Rocket Armor.
Rocket Armor had the defense positions open and definitely allowed the invasion to come in from Quadra, but see if they can make the most out of it. But Acta's going to go on the assist here.
Yeah, Mad Cow by himself just laying down some good shots. to help out Rocket Armor, in fact. And that's going to make Wookie go low, allow School to pick up the kill there.
School being Actus Indigo. How much do they ruin the party here? Because these two teams, Quadro and Rocket Armor, having a good time. They're 1v1 scenario, but when Actus Indigo joins in the mix there, it's going to involve a lot more kills going on to both teams. But this next circle opening up should be very, very central to where the next one open up. Kind of shearing around La Julieta. Just a little bit of Chumacera can be the main city of focus here.
Taking some shots now at Hungun, who decides to drive on into Chumacera. Star-Lord's there to shut him down. It doesn't look like... well, he's actually going to be able to get into the building here and have some help from Phenon. Hyper, though, going to go down as Captain America does finish him off. Just
parkours in, has no idea, and Condagilis is just going to lose their last member there, and a little bit of carelessness coming in. So you definitely heard that parkour coming in, and we're really paying too much attention. We're going to go to another action here. Actus Indigo facing a little bit of trouble themselves.
Conan taking some far-out shots, the 8 times on his mini. Allows him to, you know, hit some feet, hit some hands, doesn't do too much damage to the members up there. Lunatic High going to have to move into the circle with many other teams around them right now.
Let's see how they make the entrance, because Lunatic High just trying to snipe down any team they see from afar. And Condagilis, you see him on the feed there, going to go down in 18th place after placing number 3. Just kind of the woeful start. Once again, kind of happening to Condagilis, who hasn't had too much success throughout the weeks we had at PWM. Finally trying to take the shots from the top.
Yeah, they definitely spotted a couple of members from Max Steel VIP hiding in some of the huts. Now, Max Steel VIP is, oh wow, big grenade there onto Hancock. Hancock actually fires back with his own grenade.
This is Max Steel Mad, one of the 4 teams in contention, the big 4. That can definitely take the 500 points after today's game, but losing 2 members like that is definitely not going to help your cause.
Yeah, easy cleanup there from 11A. Just walks on over, takes a couple of kills. AST being the spoilers there from Max Steel Mad. A couple of members still left over, Sonic and Uri. Means that their hopes are not dashed just yet.
OPGG Hunters has the vision onto Genji Gold, but Genji Gold just trying to shoot the tires, and also the teammates coming in from AST. They did help them out just a little bit earlier, killing 2 members of Max Steel Mad there, and Genji Gold, this is how they repay the gratitude here.
Yeah, just trying to pick up as many kills as possible. They've got a nice little position in East Chumacera right now. Not necessarily up in the mountainous area I was talking about, these circles. And this one is not going to be up there at all. It's going to be down here towards the northwest side of Chumacera.
WGS was right in the mix there, right behind La Julieta. And they're going to be in the circle for now, in that compound that they have on top of the hill. So best position for them, and see if they can push out a chicken dinner, would push them forward. But obviously, Genji Gold, the 2 teams that are really looking to get the first place overall after today's games, and WGS has a great position now to try to supplement their causes.
Yeah, they might even be able to pick up some kills onto MVP, who have made that northern rotation. You got a couple of teams here actually driving next to each other, Danawa and Entis Force. But Danawa, they're up there on the mountain. Will they take any shots at Entis Force as they drive by? It looks like no.
It seems like Danawa doesn't have too much time before they have to make the entry. They're on the edge here, as they have to move towards to get to the next circle. We do have a Freaker Freaks Ares right in front of them. Of course, the Genji Gold has to make their entrance, but relatively close to it. Is going to be feeling fine for now.
Yeah, they didn't go directly into the circle just yet. They're taking it slow. Seems like Max Steel VIP has spotted Entis Force and is going to take a shot here at Hyoli.
Hyoli's going to go down for now, and it's going to go down to knock. It's really important for Entis Force, who made this really greedy entrance in the circle. Very tough rotation that they did.
Oh, you got OPGG Hunters on another angle here onto Max Steel VIP. More towards the center of the circle. They've got the higher ground, and they're just shelling down onto Max Steel VIP. The smoke's going to be really important to keep them alive.
Congaretta trying to punish it. Entis Force once again, as Hero did go down earlier, and the other members of Entis Force just trying to make it in as much as they can. It seems like they only have 2 members remaining, with Kale and Indigo just barely surviving to get to the side.
Kungarid. They lost a couple of members early, and they just decided, hey, let's sit in this compound. And so far, the circles have been nice to them. Nova is running down the mountain. No escape for him, as Eska is like, yes, thank you very much. I will take the free kill.
Towards AST once again, see if they can get some more kills there. I feel like Eska might just have that one shot, but he does miss out on that occasion. Active Indigo once again.
Look at this. Curate just comes right up behind them. Knocks out a couple of members of Rocket Armor. Trying to lay down a grenade as well. Looks like that was good.
Yeah.
Gonna get 2 kills with that one.
Very nicely done. See the 2 members knocked away from Rocket Armor. We'll finish him off with a single grenade, and that will be good for Quadro. Also going down in 17, you see them in the standings there. Consistently low has been their performance. Starting off round 1 in 17, round 2 going down in 17 as well. Just gives these other top teams in the contentions now. And just more and more teams to knock away as we see them trying to get for the chicken dinner here.
Oh, Curate's gonna be spotted by Azran, being shot from the side. Having some help from his teammates. Keeps him alive, as only now Jaehyun is the only one left over there from Acto's Indigo.
Just right at the edge of the circle, as the circle will close in with time, and 45 seconds left for that one. And this Indigo losing so many members here. Just see you have to fight back against 1v4 scenario, but guys get one knock though.
Got a knock. Not going to be able to get a kill just yet. He got Azran a little bit closer. Let's see what they decide to do. They're just waiting for him to make his move in through the blue before rising up Godman.
Not many time left now. Not much time for Lunatic Kai to make their entrance. They have to finish up the fight against Active Indigo quickly, but MVP trying to make their own to go for exactly what they're trying to do.
Murray taking some shots in the grenade. You could hear it right behind him as they just skedaddle out of that one. They want no part in that grenade.
Maxomad very much in the contentions earlier, and they're the 2 members. They're going to be right against the MVP here. See what they can do against them. It's going to be important for them as well. Jaehyun's still alive here.
He has a lot of first aid kits. Just taking it from there. Tons of grenades now coming out here from Afrika Freak's air. He's going to knock Gadel out of the car and to the ground as he does go down.
Literally creating a red zone here for Afrika Freak's areas, and it's going to finish off Donawa with just a series of grenades. And how can he get finished off here as Gupchen trying to have a hard time?
Oh, wow, he does survive somehow, some way. It looks like they're being shot from somewhere else.
Keswick?
Keswick's still alive.
The smoke, though.
Wildong gonna go down. They hear Keswick with that Uzi. Gukhyun just trying to fire on through.
Right there in the smoke. He's gonna be trying to just heal up. It's the best he can do. Another first aid off now. Even trying to take an energy drink mix of all that.
They kill all of his teammates, and they can hear him in there drinking his energy drink, all that stuff.
Kamikaze? Is the kamikaze? I think this is gonna happen at Afrika Freak's areas. I don't think they know this exactly happening.
They're still trying to take shots, and Gukhyun is gonna go down, but in the end, they cannot get that last kill.
So it ended up being Keswick. I thought he was gonna just throw the grenade down and to go for Kamikaze to get some additional kills before that, but Mini Bridge joins the party here.
Yeah, Take coming in from behind, gonna give his life to take the life of Daehui. Rosar the only one left standing there for Afrika Freak's Aries. The other teams just have the luxury of sitting back, taking free pot shots at these teams as they're kind of out in the open.
And Lunatic Kai finally getting the shots onto Jaehyun. It's going to go down. It's going to be feeling fine, but see where they go. Of course, Genji Gold in the circle right now. The new circle opens up. They have to make a move just a little bit, especially towards OPG Hunters. I mean, just facing them in the flanks here and see what they can do. Of course, still looking at these top teams here with Maxomad going down, and MVP very low on the standings in terms of how many members they have left over. And once again, Genji Gold seems to be the strongest team now out of the top 4 we've been looking at to see if they can really get that first place over they've been looking for.
Yeah, they were able to take a good fight there against MVP. You'll notice that MVP is knocked on the edge of the blue, and members of Genji Gold are taking looks at them. So not the best situation for MVP. Genji Gold just a short walk away from getting inside the circle, but currently the best position should go to OPGG Hunters.
And will they get spotted by MVP right behind them? Because to move forward, they have to go against OPGG Hunters, but they have to keep aware of MVP, who's going to be right behind them. Loki's trying to take that front initiative to get to where they are, but going to find OPGG Hunters in the mix there.
Yeah, hops out of the car, trying to take those shots. Taemin going to hold his own, but Loki pops over the top as he was out of bullets. Taemin was, and he does get knocked down.
Very nicely done now. His spot MVP. Can they make the difference here? But OPGG absolutely getting cleared by Eska.
That was, he made that look really easy. He just lined it up, gets a couple of kills for himself, and OPGG Hunters, they had a decent position in the circle, but now they're all dead.
Genji Gold now has the best position in the circle, Valdez, and will they get a chicken dinner? They've been really looking for in that first round. Couldn't get it, but round 2 looking really, really good for these guys in terms of their position.
Yeah, they've got a great spot. Another team that, again, has a pretty good spot, though, is Kongdu Red Dot. Jiayang was all alone, and he does get shot from behind. Yeah, Kongdu Red Dot, they still have that position in the compound that is inside the white circle. They do control that one, and they even got a kill there onto Alpaca.
The most important part is that they have the 4 members, and these Genji Gold are the only team that has 4 members strong. Everybody else has lost at least 1 member. You see Entus Force losing 2. Kongdu Red Dot with only 2 as well. Afrika Freaks Ares has 3 on the other side of that flank, and it will be about Kongdu Red Dot and Entus Force, who are currently sharing these compounds now as we see the next circle open up. This is going to be the really important story maker into what Genji Gold can do with their next positions.
Let's take a look. You'll notice that Genji Gold now just splitting up.
Very nice.
Trying to make sure they don't get grenaded, anything like that. Great circle for Kongdu Red Dot. Their 2 buildings are still in the circle.
Absolutely rough now for every other team other than Kongdu Red Dot. Entus Force has to make their movement out of this house and try to get to the next location, but they're going to be easily spotted as soon as they make the entrance away. And Genji Gold just trying to use the 4 members they have, trying to believe that they are the strongest team on the map right now, which they are. And they don't have the compounds though. That's the biggest problem that they face, and see what they can do with their uphill position. They're trying to get against Kongdu Red Dot in this church area.
Yeah, the upper hill position is pretty good against Kongdu Red Dot and Entus Force, but Afrika has this angle onto them where they can spot them trying to get inside the white. And they're trying to take those shots right now onto Genji Gold.
Definitely seems like Afrika Freaks Ares are aware that the biggest enemies are on the Genji Gold on the opposite side of the map. Then they're taking some shots now, but Kongdu Red Dot and Entus Force, how will they defend their positions here? And see Eska just trying to not wait around and trying to get the kills when they can.
Fantastic shots there onto Noongale. He's going to get low and has to heal up, but the circle is closing right now. The 2 teams that have to move are Genji Gold and Afrika. Big grenade going to take out Rosar to start. At least get him low and allow Eska to finish him off.
And Rosar's going down, and that's going to be 2 members of Afrika Freaks Ares. Are they brave enough to fight back? But round of kills now coming in towards the Claytor and the rest of Genji Gold.
Daewee, the only one left available, and he is so low, trying to spray through the smoke. He knows where he is. Can't quite finish off Daewee. And Daewee has been able to first aid, but again, he needs to go into the circle, and he gets taken out. Eska gets another kill, up to 6 kills in this game.
It doesn't matter if Genji Gold doesn't have the best position in the map. They're just going to bully through and just bulldozer over every team in their way. And Kongdu Red Dot and Entus Force now not looking like the best team on the field here.
Circle, well, at this point, I feel like the circle doesn't really matter. Genji Gold, they have 4 members to 2 and 1. So unless something goes drastically wrong for this team, I'm sure they can navigate this circle. They're very well spread out, trying to scout out where the other 2 teams are. They should know that they would be in these 2 locations, but actually Eska and Simpson get knocked by just 1 member.
This is important because Entus Force just knocked away the last member of Kongdu Red Dot, and they're going to be facing this situation with Entus Force trying to get additional kills. Eska goes down, and it's going to be 2v2 technically, as we see on this right here, where we can see if they get the res on, that will be the more important point here.
Look at Indigo. He's trying to run up and stop that res right now.
It's a bit slow though. He has to go a little bit quicker, be more decisive there. Now he's going to lose his moment, see if that really leads to a block here.
Clader got shot, and now trying to peek around. Simpson is going to get knocked down. Indigo is having this superstar performance right now. He's going to take out another. Mikhail goes down. Loki, it is so close. It's one-on-one basically right now with 2 knocked members. Loki's low. Indigo has a lot more health right now.
Loki can have the time now to heal up, but I don't think he's going to go for it. I feel like he doesn't have the momentum to go for it, but he's going to go for the rest. Exactly.
He's going for the first aid. He just got dropped the first aid kit by Clader here. He's going to be able to heal up, but the blue, he needs to get in. That was so close.
So he's not going to get the rest for now, and that's going to be fine, but trying to go for the 1v1
he's got the vision. Loki is going to get shot down as Indigo. He heard him coming, gets the angle, and enters force. Finally, some success for this team.
We thought it would be the easy chicken dinner going into Genji Gold there, but 4 members strong does not matter. Indigo suddenly just pops off and going towards the one last member of Calling the Red Dot gets that done, but against the 4 members, gets multiple knocks in a row and putting Genji Guard off guard and just puts them in a situation where they get second instead of first. This will still put them very high in the standing, but first would have been a much nicer as they're really looking for to get first place overall on the day, and nothing lower will satisfy these guys.
Man, I almost feel like I jinxed them. I was like, they should get this, right? But Indigo just slaps me in the face and he says, it's not over until it's over, Valdez. You shut your mouth. We're not done with this one yet. As Indigo, gotta hand it to that guy. He was the MVP of that round for sure, and he does get the win here for his team.
All the credits to Indigo, but also the new addition coming from the substitute with KO doing very well for his team as well. One of the 2 last remaining members of OG and Enter's Force. Currently, we taught them being the last place team for most of the rounds, but they do get their chicken dinner on this last day, and really good for these guys, and also for Genji Gold getting 2nd place after a 4th place finish in round 1. What does that mean as we move forward to look at the top standings here? How far ahead is Genji Gold now compared to the competition?
Well, after getting 4th place in the first round and 2nd place in the 2nd round, their position is quite good. Although Kongju Red Dot 1st in the first round, 3rd in the 2nd round. I think they should have more points, but we will have to see a little bit later. Lots of cool highlights from this one. That was not one of them. Hungun kind of just ran straight in, and Phenom gets caught from behind. Seems like he doesn't have surround sound on because didn't hear him jumping in the window behind him.
That's fine, but just about the important teams, though, I think the most interesting fact about it after round 2, what we're getting to is that Genji Gold might have to contest against Kongdu Red Dot out of all teams to see if they can get 1st place overall. It seems like Kongdu Red Dot with a 1st place finish with a round 1 and 3rd place finish on round 2. It seems like they will be 1st place overall after the halfway point, but Genji Gold, the only team they have to beat is not any other team, but Kongdu Red Dot in this last day of competition in PWM and see what they can make out of it. I think they have a good chance now, but if Kongdu Red Dot keeps putting on the fire, I feel like they will be able to upset Genji Gold and not give them the 1st place finish overall.
Yeah, definitely could happen. You notice that a Freak of Freaks Aries, a couple of them do go down in that skirmish that they had against Danawa. You can see Loki here does win the fight because of he ran out of bullets, but they take out OPGG Hunters, they take out a Freak of Freaks Aries, they keep everyone alive. They basically have to res no one also, and it just looked so easy for them. It was like a done deal. But then showing up big was Indigo.
And this was starting right here. Indigo literally gets the flanks onto every single member, Genji Gold, putting them off guard. I think they were on the comfort zone there, Valdez talking about Genji Gold, thinking with a 4v2 scenario, they were going to get the win, but Indigo gave them the surprise that they really didn't think of initially. And now we're on to the halfway point, probably get to an interview soon.
Yep, so we are going to hand it over to the interview. I will let you, Joel, do the translation.
So after the halfway point, we are joined in by Suyeon, who wants to host the interview once again and see what team we're going to be interviewing, what player we're going to be interviewing after the 2 rounds have concluded. And of course, that will decide with these 4 rounds who will be going to the finals directly with how many points of advantage, and which teams will be going to the wild cards as well. So many things will be decided today, and after the halfway point, we're going to try to see which player will get interviewed here. It will be Kongdu Red Dot with Meryl to see how he feels about the halfway point in the mark now. Currently standing in the first place. Anything you'd like to say to the fans here? My name is Meryl from Kongdu Red Dot. Just introducing yourself here, and of course, pilot season. And also, you were a team that really put yourself on the top of the standings, but PWM, the first few weeks weren't the best for you guys, but now you're in this situation where you're doing a lot better, getting the chicken dinner in the first round. How do you feel about ending up to 2 rounds already? I mean, second round could have been a lot dangerous, but we were trying to communicate with each other, and we were trying to overcome this really big turf that had a hard time against us. But with Erangel, I think we just need to do well, and trying to get first place overall is our goal here. It feels like we saw that objective mindset that you guys had, and it was really showing there with the really good performances so far. But we thought this hard situation that you guys were facing in the middle of that round 2 game, had a hard time. But really just talking about second place that you guys like to get. But what is the thing that really driving you guys closer to getting more success here? Whenever we do bad on these competition days, and we try to look at those replays and see what they did and try to recover from what we have made mistakes on, and I think that was the biggest thing that helped us out in the long run here. It just was Kongdu Red Dot, who has done so well over both seasons now, and of course, we're trying to see. I feel like today was really about you guys showing off your strats here, and just from last week, you guys showed a little bit of differences in terms of how you guys showed up. What was the biggest thing that changed with your team as you progressed through the weeks? I feel like our communications are more thorough, and it just feels like we're trusting each other a lot more, and it just feels like everything that we have trust in each other whenever we do make a shot call, everybody just follows up a lot better, and that helped us a lot here in the long run. Like today, you guys are really emphasizing the shot calling, and also trying to just see with the first round and the second round. Every time that really was trying to rotate around the circle to get to your next location. Just feels like your positioning has become very, very important for you guys, and especially with Miramar being so important here. But what was the most important part in talking about playing in Miramar to working with that position? Yeah, second round was a little bit difficult in terms of that unique circle that opened up first way, and we were trying to just rotate out internally, and just trying to go to the center was the best position there, and we trying to just count against our chances, and we really got the best one there. Of course, so what was your direction in the first round as well? I mean, we were trying to just move to the next location, but we lost one member almost due to that car wreck we had earlier, but we were trying to just stay positive and trying to move through our mistakes and trying to get past that and trying to get best results from the moments we had later after that. And of course, that positioning was really important for you guys in both rounds. And second round, you said you had a difficulty. Anything you like to really detail upon what you were having difficulty with? It was a difficulty in communication, and we were trying to say that the people were trying to catch us through the wall, and really was trying to look through the cars and trying to catch out the opponents in terms of mistakes. And we almost made a huge mistake there. If we lost so many members there, it could have had a lot harder time here. You talk about the couple of members you did lose in the early game. You guys did very well to survive to the very end to get third place overall in that round 2. It just feels like you guys were really hiding those good strats that you've had all along, but now showing in this last day. You were trying to get first place overall, and with Miramar, you guys that did very well, but Erangel matches left over with round 3 and 4. What are your thoughts going into those matches here? I mean, for Erangel, we're just trying to get with what we're trying to do and keep with our original strats, and as we have the stability in round 1 and 2, we're trying to continue that onto the next 2 rounds as well. We'll be expecting good things from you guys from that next 2 rounds coming up. And that was Meryl coming from Kongdu Red Dot with his interview, thinking that he can continue on the success from rounds 1 and 2 onto the Erangel matches in rounds 3 and 4 as well.
Yeah, it was cool to hear from someone new that we probably haven't heard from too much here in Korea, but that's going to do it for the interview. Thank you, Joel, for the translation. We'll be back in 10 minutes with Erangel TPP.